Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of National Channel Manager Spotlight. Today, I have Marco Escobar joining us from IntelePeer. Marco is the Director of Strategic Alliances at IntelePeer, so he is my main contact. Thanks so much for joining us, Marco. How are you today?
Lauren, I am doing great. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you for a few minutes. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Hopefully, our advisors will get some good information about who you are and what IntelePeer does.
I'm
So,
hopeful.
without further ado, I'm going to get kicked off. So, tell me, who are you and what do you do at IntelePeer?
Well, Lauren, I've been a SASer for so many years. I mean, I'm coming up on my 20th year next year, in fact. But I've been working within the SAS organization for 20 years, but the channel itself for probably I think I rounded it out to 12 years last year. And so this is something that is in my blood. I enjoy it. But specifically with IntelePeer, I am helping them with their relationship with AppSmart specifically. So I am the national for AppSmart, like you mentioned, and I've been in telecom specific type of technologies for a really long time. Back in the days when we used to say in contact, they're now nice, and they've gone through a few iterations, but that's where I cut my teeth in this industry specifically, and I kind of fell in love with it. So I do enjoy this particular side of the industry.
I gotta say, I like it too. So just in general, so now that we know that you like working in the channel, which is obviously a plus, why do you love working for IntelePeer specifically?
So it's a progressive organization. The type of technology that they are putting out is something that is on an inflection point, and that always attracts me, not just because it's fun, but it's because it's a fun ride with the agent community. It's a fun ride for anybody that's learning how to leverage it better. But it also requires that we put more effort into education within the community, much like earlier, like I mentioned with a previous provider, that it was one of those phases where you have to teach them how to fish because it is relatively new. And most folks, most organizations, unless they've actually executed on something like this, they don't even know how to spell CPAS. They don't know how to spell IntelePeer just yet. And so this is the exciting part of this industry, where there is an inflection in the industry, and I'm on the right company, the right organization that's riding that wave. So it's a lot of fun.
I love that. So obviously, hopefully the partners love that you guys are there to be the experts and the education, right? Or help provide them with the education of what CPAS means. But in general, why do partners like working with IntelePeer?
So any partner that's worked with us in the past knows us because of SIP, and sometimes it's a misconception that that's all we do. But the reason that those organizations keep coming back to work with IntelePeer is because of service. I can throw around the term Stevie Award, and most people don't understand that, but that means something to us because we've continuously and perpetually treated not only our customers, but equally as important, our partners, with respect, with dignity, and with a white glove approach. Now, I know every organization says something like that, but we have the awards to back it up. And that's really, really important to us. One of the things that we always tout to anybody that we talk to is that when we answer the phone as a support organization, it's not a ticket taker. It is an engineer that is capable of answering and solving issues immediately rather than handing it off to another level of technical support. So that's one of the reasons that most organizations have enjoyed working with us. And now, as we move into this evolution, this next phase, it's because we're bringing progressive solutions to their base. Any agent that has a good base of customers, that whether they're on IntelePeer or otherwise, they're able to give them new technology that's going to help move their business forward. So that's kind of why.
I love that. If only every company could have the engineers answer first, right?
Right.
All right. So now going into kind of misconceptions, I know you mentioned one a little earlier, but what do you think is a common misconception about IntelePeer?
So there's two. One that I just mentioned, right? They're the SIP guys. That's all they've known us for. But over the last 6 years, we've really transitioned to being an automation technology company. So that misconception that they're going to be great for that one solution is something that we've got to make sure that we dispel. And we're slowly doing it through the industry. But it is certainly with some of those older partners that we've worked with in years past that haven't necessarily worked with us recently, that's one of them. And I think that the second misconception is we're smaller and can't handle bigger. We are nimble, absolutely without question. We're a nimble type of organization, but we're handling companies with notable names. Companies that are household names that deliver furniture to your front door, that help you with your workout regimen. We are working with organizations that are national and global in scale. I am positive that we're working with an organization that has a product inside of everyone's home, a Shark Ninja type product. And so we can work with large organizations, and we can also help those smaller and mid-sized organizations that don't have a full development team work on automating their business as well. So the two misconceptions: number one, we're SIP. Number two, that we're only smaller organization helping. We can definitely go with big enterprise as well.
That's good. That two great misconceptions to clear up, I think, especially. So now you already mentioned that you enjoy working in the channel, but why do you enjoy working in the channel?
So it's a joke, but this is really kind of breaks it down for everybody. The reason I love the channel is because of the long-term relationships. I joke that I want to be invited to your kids' weddings. And though I've never actually been invited, the concept is there. I want to have such a relationship with my partners and with folks that I work with, that if I drop you a text message, from the next company or from the next business that we're working on together, that there's always a response, because we've built deep roots in our friendship. And that's what makes this guy enjoy this kind of business so much. It is that long-term, deep friendship that evolves out of good business relationships.
It's such a common answer, but it is so true. I mean, the channel is the place to develop relationships, and I love that too.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is one key takeaway that you want advisors to know about IntelePeer after our conversation today?
So it's a really simple phrase, and hopefully everybody can remember it, but it's integrated automation without a developer. And that's really what it boils down to. We have an integrated to whatever backend system that they're going to be working with their client, to create automation and communication without having to deploy a full developer suite or hire a developer that you don't know or that you can't afford, because there's this whole extra layer of complexity to the solution that you pick. So that's really the most basic thing that I hope that they take away. There's 5 million other things I'd love to say, but if I were to over condense, that's the one basic concept. It's creating an integration with an automation without developers.
I love it. Finally, what is one word you want to come to mind when people think about IntelePeer?
Okay, Lauren, I'm going to cheat, but it's really, it boils down to communications automation. That's it. Super simple, super basic, and I think they kind of commingle, but that's really it. It's a communication automation workflow solution. But if they can remember those just two simple words, communication automation, they can understand where the path is that their customer needs to go. And the moment that they hear any of those, key buzzwords, that's us.
I love it. That's when to think of IntelePeer. Well, Marco, I have enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for making it
Likewise.
easy and simple to understand what you do. I encourage any of our advisors listening to reach out to Marco or the team at IntelePeer to learn more. And hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Marco.
Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you.